Hello, are you new to Amazon ads? Confused about how much to spend or how much to bid per click? Well, you're not alone. Many first time advertisers in Germany feel overwhelmed. But what if I told you you could start with just $5 a day? Yes, $5. And the best part is, Amazon will actually help you decide how much to bid step by step. In this video, I will walk you through how to confidently set your advertising budgets and bid using Amazon's built-in recommendations. So you're going to learn how Amazon's suggested bids work, how to set up smart daily budgets, and how to align your ad spend with your goal, whether that's traffic, brand awareness, or sales. So let's get started. So, Amazon ads can seem intimidating at first. So, terms like CPC, bids, impressions, and budgets sound very technical. But you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to think too much about it. If you're a small business owner in Germany, maybe you sell handmade products, private label goods, or books, Amazon Ads gives you the tools to promote your product inside the marketplace. So the most common ad types are sponsored products and sponsored brands. So now, sponsored product is mostly needed for individual listings and generally to get direct sales for Amazon. And sponsored brands is mostly that lets you add your logo, and you have the possibility of showing ads for several other products. And the best part, you can start small, test safely, and scale only when you see results. So now you have seen about the ads, you just need to know these two for a beginning. Now, let's address the elephant of the room or the elephant in the room. Do you need a big budget to start seeing results? Because many people think to start on Amazon, you need to really prepare a very huge budget, whereas the answer is not. Absolutely not. In fact, Amazon just lets you start with €5 a day. Yes, you've heard me. €5 a day. That's the cost of a sandwich or a coffee or croissant combo in Berlin. Starting small is not only smart, but that's the most strategic and smartest way I would say to do. Now, the best thing is that you get to test what works. You will, with a small budget, you will see how the results go. You minimize your risks, and actually, you learn how Amazon systems behave. And that's ideal for every new beginner. You don't need to wait to start too much. You'll be surprised of how much visibility you can get, even with €5 to €10 a day, and especially when you pair it with the right bid strategy. So, for this case study, let's take the example of a sponsored product ads and to see how it works. Now, when you set up a campaign, Amazon automatically provides recommended bids. Now, to know your recommended bids, what you generally need to do is, first of all, you will select your products, for example, and from here, you will see the bidding. So, Amazon will automatically recommend the bid for each keyword. Now, this is the automatic target bidding. And you have to know that these are not just random numbers. They are based on real-time data that Amazon will give you. For example, I'll check on something really quick in here. So this is for the automatic bidding, but you can see this is the default bid which Amazon is giving you. And like I just said, this is not just a random figure. Amazon will give you this figure based on what similar advertisers are bidding and how much competitive your keywords are, and also how much it typically costs to get visibility. So from here, we can actually see that the bids in general, in average, stands from 26 cents to 40 cents, and Amazon suggests you something in the middle. So it will be recommended to use that exactly. So as you can see, you can range the bids range between 26 cents and 40, and this is the suggested bid for Amazon, and this is based on data that Amazon has already on the product. So the greatest strategy to start is to get the middle range so that you just use what Amazon has given you and you can monitor the results in a few days, and then you can actually reduce or increase your bid. So isn't that something which is great? So this is just the most easiest and the best way to start selling on Amazon. So there's one important thing which you need to know first before actually starting your campaign. You've just seen that there are two main types of campaign that you will need to start for a beginning. That's what you will need to know. And I recommend as a start, you have the sponsored ad and the sponsored brand. Now, you need to ask yourself these questions before actually setting up your campaign. Are you trying to drive awareness or sales? And if your goal is awareness, then therefore you need to look at a brand campaign. And therefore, for that, you will need to set a steady daily budget, even as low as €5. And because there you're just needing impression, you want to gain awareness, you want to get your product to be seen and known. So €5 is the ideal budget per day. You choose auto targeting or broad keywords, and then the Amazon will learn and gather data for you. If your goal is to get sales immediately, then in that case, you will slightly bit higher. You will slightly have a higher budget per day. Something like €10 to €20 will work well for you. And for this, you use a more refined keyword targeting, and you increase your bid slightly to compete with the top placements. In either way, you're in full control and there is no long-term commitment. And now I'm going to actually show you how to effectively start up a campaign step by step based on these goals and based on the bidding strategy. So let's go now. So like I said earlier in the beginning, you have two campaign types. You have sponsored brands and you have sponsored products. Now, based on your goal, you will choose the right campaign type if you want to drive awareness or you want to drive sales. So let's say, for example, you're more inclined to be driving sales. By the way, you can, if you're really interested in brand awareness, then I would really recommend using the sponsored brand. But let's just say, for example, for the case of this video, that you're interested in making sales from the onstart and you want to know how it goes. So what you can do here, you will go to continue, and then you'll be set. You will have to choose your name, the brand, the ad group name, what you want. For example, put in any name that you will remember, because remember that at a certain point you will have so many campaigns and then you will need to actually know how it works. So, and here you will then put in the list of your products. You see, now make sure that your product is always on stock. For the case of this video, the product is not yet in stock. So we add that. And now you go to the next step, which is the bidding. Now, if you're doing the brand awareness, you can just choose the automatic bidding here, and then Amazon will do the magic for you. But even if you're doing the sponsored brand, and then your goal is to sell and it's your first campaign, I will still also recommend you choose automatic targeting, and you just leave this targeting to Amazon. You just set up your daily budget and that's it. Amazon does the job and then you can then adjust, because you will need to gather data at the beginning. But like I said, you don't need to have to put in so much huge budget, okay? Just take it simple, one simple step at a time. Now, let's say, for example, you want to do manual targeting. That's still a good thing because Amazon has also provided you with the keywords that are actually being searched by the customers. So you go to manual targeting, right? And you will see here all the bits. You have the suggested bits, and you also have, you can filter by the exact match type. So we have broad, exact, and phrase. Now, like I said, you just need to select the keywords, the right keywords that are actually needed. that you find are relevant for your product, and you just use the selected bids that they have given. Like you see, for example, if a keyword doesn't have a suggested bid by Amazon, by default, you will be using what has been given, which is the 33 cents that we saw. So now you can add as many keywords that you want, but make sure it's relevant. Once you've done that, now you will now get to your bidding campaign strategy. Now, in this case, I'll just say, just leave it as simple as possible. You have two types. You can decide to let Amazon raise the bids or reduce them depending on how the keyword is going to generate sales. So you can leave it at that for now, for the beginning, and just leave everything here for the placements. Just do something really, really simple, okay? And you put in your start date, your end date, and you put in your budget. Let's just say 10, and you can see the clicks that we will get and approximately the amount of orders that we're going to have. Now, 10 euros for 3 orders, 0 to 3 orders, that's not something little. It's quite a big deal. It's something good. So you can start with something like that. Now, this is a case where you're making you're just going to do a sales campaign, and from there then you can launch. Now, for the case of an awareness, it's quite simpler as well. Just like this one, you will still need to select the type of campaign, which is sponsored brand, which I highly recommend. And with that, you will still add in your campaign name, for example, and the start date, end date. You put in your budget. This is where we put in the $5. As simple as that. And the goal, you can either want to drive page visits to your landing page or detail page, and I'll go for these impression shares. So driving to your page, or to the drive it to your page visits. This is your listing actually. You see, and now you can put in your ad group name. Now you will select the ad format that you want. So if you have a video store spotlight, you want people to go to your store, and this is the most important one, which I would recommend, then you can use that one, or product collection if you have a list of products, and you will then send them to, for example, your store, and then you will select your store and choose a store, for example, and if you have a landing page, you can send them to that landing page, and that's it. Now here you will see the cost per click, and this is what Amazon has already suggested. I wouldn't do any change here. You just leave it, and once you've done, you submit, and then that's it. Now you will come after some few days. You will just need to come and check in. I'll recommend coming to check your campaign just for a beginning once in a week to see how it works and doing some few tweaks. So when you just start your campaign, you don't need to be there all the time. Just let Amazon do the magic, because they will gather the data, and from there you will start getting recommendations. Now, so you know how to set up and launch an ad. And like I said, you just need to optimize it once a week. Now, you shouldn't just launch your ad and then forget it, because you have to know that once it's live, you will need to monitor impressions. Are people seeing the ads? Those are things which you will need to be checking. And are you having clicks? Are people engaging? What is your advertising cost of sales? Are you profitable? If you're getting impressions but no clicks, for example, try adjusting or improving your product listing images and titles. If you're getting clicks but no sales, consider optimizing your product page or checking your price competitiveness. Always give your campaign at least 5 to 7 days before making big changes. So it's something which is really important. You will reset your campaign. Don't just forget it, but don't do too much changes. Give it some time. So once a week is fine. So that's how you can actually do it. And what one thing you should also know is that Amazon ads doesn't have to be scary. Like you just saw, very easily with some few clicks and easy steps, we launched a campaign. And with the recommended bids and flexible daily budgets, you can start confidently, even as a beginner. So if you've been hesitating, and now is the time to take action. Now start with a budget between 5 and €10 a day. Use the suggested bids, monitor the results, and grow from there. One more clear, simple tips like this. So just click the subscribe button and you'll be getting more tips and videos like this. See you next time. Bye bye.